All right. Hawks force. Pittsburgh is on the brink. Like, they have to win out, and they need a lot of help if they want to stay in the playoff race. A loss will pretty much doom them.
It's the 2K
Because
Sports
I think you have to be 15 and 14 at worst.
Here
to
we
make it
are
to
with
the
Kenny the
playoffs
Jet Smith and the
in
Big Diesel,
East.
Shaquille O'Neal, Ernie Johnson. You're watching the NBA on
14,
2K
15
Sports.
might do it, but
Tonight's broadcast will.
they still got 4 other games to play after this.
Hello and thanks for joining us, folks, for this
So
midweek
the more they
NBA
win, the
action.
better it looks.
We've got Thank you, David.
But man, that last
Gone
game
from the
with
Hawks are
Tyreke
all the
Evans.
starters of that team that just a couple years ago won 60 games.
He's not even my player.
I
I'm
believe
actually
if this is the
excited
time
about
for that
that.
organization to embrace a rebuild.
So Atlanta will get the first possession. A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. They've got Jackson. Measury is out there with Collins. Then there's Bradley Beal. And it's Walker in at the point guard. Here's Beal. Horford with the rebound. And the Hawks last season, a 5th seed, Brent, in the Eastern Conference, ousted in the first round.
Well, they have some aging veterans. They had some regressions in the wins column. They traded away a lot of the guys that were part of that 60-win team. So this is a young team that's starting to reset, rebuild, and retool.
Beal against Booker. Beal dishes to Walker. Jackson in the corner. It's good from long range. Jackson's got the first bucket of the night, a 3-pointer for the Hawks.
And you can see now Jackson starting to shoot that shot with ease. A lot of confidence now flowing through the young fella.
Horford, no luck.
Wow, huge sigh of relief for the defense on that possession. You cannot give mid-range shooters any space like that to operate.
Booker against Beal. Booker the pass to Livingston, and Booker kicks to Dunn. There's the feed to Horford. Passes it to Dunn. 6 to shoot. And that one goes long.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
Oh, man, he'd love to have that one back. He just does everything right, but doesn't get the finish.
Booker left side. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Stolen by Jackson. Walker in the corner. And stolen by Dunn. Here's Livingston. Takes a big height bounce and goes in.
Great form on the Livingston jump shot there. He knows he's got the green light in the mid-range. Love the way that Sean Livingston goes to work when he's on the floor. He knows exactly what his strengths are and how to run an offense. He can act as a scorer at times and usually does it from that mid-range post area. As a guard, not many three-point shots, but devastating from about 8 feet out.
Beal can't get it to go. For Pittsburgh, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Stolen by Jackson. And now Beal pushing it up, and no one back to stop him. Oh, and the dunk by Beal.
And Jackson is a terrific passer at that forward position. Fantastic at setting the table for his guys.
They set the pick. Dunn dishes to Chandler. In the corner, Horford with it. Shoots the 3. Rebounded by the Hawks. They're getting their first look at the season at Pittsburgh in this one.
And they lost the season series against this squad last year, so trying to bounce back here tonight.
Collins kicks to Walker. Jackson setting the pick here for Walker. Shoots over Livingston. Walker's shot is off.
Well, I like the shot selection. I don't like the shot result. Won't happen much.
Kicks it to Dunn. Pittsburgh working the ball around. On the wing, Booker. He's covered by Beal. Clock at 6. Off the pick. And again, it's Pittsburgh missing. Jackson. The shot, no good. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. It's Atlanta leading by 3. And the second quarter about to get started. And before the game, we heard from Kemba Walker. He talked about his mentality.
Play free. Just play.
Infectious enthusiasm. You see it every time he steps on the floor. And off we go. A close game now starting the second quarter. Well, from what you guys are seeing from the Hawks, what are you thinking about their performance?
Aggressive defense in that first period. They forced several miscues.
Well, you just start to wonder, how did we get to this score at the end of one? I think those steals really established momentum in their favor.
This is how the floor looks for the Hawks starting the second quarter. They've got Mejri. Jackson is out there with Collins. And there's Kemba Walker. And it's Beal in at the shooting guard position. So, Brent, you averaged 21 points a game your senior year in college. What adjustments did you have to make to really score at the NBA level?
Well, I didn't have to ask for the ball much in college, but my first year in the pros, Kevin, I had to do that. I said, I'm open over here. You know, really it was just a matter of being comfortable within the system, and then there's always that proving ground, Kevin. Those first 6 months as a rookie or a first-year player that's getting ample time. You just want to prove that you're capable of handling your business in the league, and that all happened for me in my rookie year with the Los Angeles Clippers.
And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play. The Hawks shooting their first free throw of the night here.
Yeah, and over the course of the season, they're a respectable 78%. That comes in handy in close games.
Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. Done with it. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Pass to Horford. Over Collins. It's good. And the Hawks lead is cut to just 5 on the basket from Al Horford.
When you shoot like that, it takes consistent work in the gym. That soft mid-range J, super smooth.
Mejri.
That's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And to me, this is why they're winning, guys. Unlikely players stepping up huge against a defense that's really nowhere to be found.
A nice shot by Booker.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
And more, it's looking like Devin Booker, the 13th pick in the 2015 draft, is going to be one of the biggest steals of that draft class.
And he's one that all GMs are looking at, and they wish they could have a redo. I mean, Booker was very young when he entered the draft, and some teams maybe shied away from that. But clearly he's shown that he could be one of the best players in that class.
Dunn kicks to Booker. There's a good screen. He dishes it to Horford over Jackson. And it's Horford again missing. The Hawks leading by 6. Outside Jackson. He kicks to Beal. There's the dish to Collins. Pass to Walker. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The 3. Pittsburgh pulls it in.
And you know what? Up against a weak defense, they were allowed to do pretty much whatever they wanted.
What I like, though, besides that, is that they just didn't settle for it, because weak defenses, you could take bad shots. That's not what they did here tonight.
Dishes it to Jackson. And Walker kicks to Mejri. And the powerful one-handed slam.
And they are very comfortable running their offense through Walker. And you can see why. Drops a sick dime right there. That pass was right on the money.
Horford the pass to Livingston. Out left to the wing. There's the 3. And there's Horford. That's good on the assist from Dunn. Dunn's got 3 assists tonight.
Well, after a tough first quarter, it didn't get to him in any way. He's really stepped up here in the second quarter.
Here's Beal. 5 points in the game. outside Jackson from deep three-point range. The shot off that time. And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. Hawks lead by 5. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge. All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here for
The 2K Sports Halftime
Welcome back,
Show.
everybody. It's the halftime show on 2K Sports. Ernie, a competitive matchup for Atlanta in the first quarter. They were unable to ever build a big lead in the first period, with 3 points being their largest cushion. Looking at the Hawks, Kenny, what was your take on Atlanta?
I was surprised on how comfortable they.
And that will
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. Pittsburgh trails by 5. Dunn is out there with Devin Booker. Then there's Horford. And it's Chandler, and it's Livingston in at the small forward. That's the group starting the second half for Stan Van Gundy. Here's Horford. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Horford's got the first points of the second half here for Pittsburgh. And Coach Mike Budenholzer, a product of the San Antonio coaching tree, learned a lot in his decade plus as a lead assistant under Greg Popovich.
I think one key for Mike Budenholzer is that he understands that the importance of the assistant coaching staff can really elevate the level of play for the basketball team, and that each of those coaches has an open door policy. You can walk in, you can have a conversation, you can gripe a little bit, and then try to build on something so that the team ends up better off because of those open lines of communication.
And that one is good from Bradley Beal. Beal's got the lead up to 8 now for the Hawks.
Well, they weren't going to pass up that chance to get out and run following the steal.
And the replay is courtesy of Under Armour. Unleash chaos. It was a great sequence from the steal all the way to the finish at the other end. Booker with no one around. His three-pointers off the mark. The Hawks shooting with confidence, 50% from the field so far. And stolen by Booker. In transition, here comes Pittsburgh. Stops, pops. Good work there as it goes. Booker's got 5 points so far.
Well, Booker being assertive on offense when the defense isn't playing him tight enough. He's taking full advantage.
And Beal kicks to Jackson. And poor shot selection there. Not a high percentage look for him. Feeds to Horford. Now the pass to Livingston. Over Jackson. Livingston no luck.
And defensively moving his feet there, staying right on top of the shooter.
Some defenses are okay with giving up the mid-range shot. In this case, they contested.
They set the pick. Collins, a screen on Booker. 6 on the shot clock. Beal. Pittsburgh pulls it in. Horford's got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
He's still looking for his shot. Somehow they're winning. They'd like to get him going. It's just been an off night for him. That doesn't happen all that often, but the thing that you do at this point is not to push it, not to rush it. Let it come back to you.
Collins kicks to Beal. Drops in the tray. 10 points for him. So often nowadays in transition, Brent, we'll see a guy get to the rim, then kick it out to someone standing at the three-point line. What's your feeling on that?
Kevin, who's at the three-point line?
Let's say Brent Barry's up.
I'm more than okay with that. You know, some of the guys, Kevin, in the new age are running to the three-point line, and as the ball gets to the rim, yeah, the modern-day fast break is not your classic 3-on-2, and we're going to take the wings coming in, and we're going to feed one guy for a layup. That first available wide-open three-point shot, whether 2 seconds into the possession or 12, is something coaches are willing to live with.
Problem is, though, sometimes that big wants to run and does run, but you don't reward him, and then maybe they don't run the next time down.
That's exactly right, Kevin. You have a big guy working that hard. Problem is, in today's game, some of those big guys are also running to that three-point line.
You're exactly right. And it'll be Pittsburgh with their first time out of the game here.
Yeah, it looked like they tried to shoot their way out of the slump, and that didn't work. They got to go back and regroup.
Well, no matter how hard it's been, you want to stay positive, stay focused, and maybe a couple shots will get you right back in it.
Chandler is screen. He feeds it to Booker. Horford with the screen on Beal. Here's Booker. And count it. He'll head to the line with a chance to make it 3.
And not being as aggressive from the three-point line anymore. They had a lot more attempts in that first half.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
Devin Booker is flat out a scoring machine. He shoots a pretty decent percentage from everywhere on the floor.
There's Beal with the 3. Another 3 for Atlanta.
Yeah, the onslaught continues. He's been unstoppable now for a couple of nights.
Well, a tip of the cap to the coaching staff here. They're recognizing how well he's playing, so the game plan has been built around him.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. The feed to Horford. Fires the 3. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Livingston. That's 12 points for Al Horford.
Great vision from Sean Livingston, scanning the floor and finding the man.
Outside Beal. And here's Walker outside. Off target. And so it's Atlanta holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. A good size advantage, and they'll look to increase it. We've got more in store for you right after this. And now let's take a listen to Stan Van Gundy on a recent huddle.
Hey, come on, we gotta do this.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up. 2K Sports, happy to have you with us. The Hawks leading by 8. And so in the game for the Hawks, Collins is out there with measure. And there's Jackson. Then there's Bradley Beal. And it's Walker in at the 1.
Well, overall, he has played basically flawless basketball, but that was a bad turnover.
Pittsburgh has gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Inside, deflects the pass. Fast break, the Hawks. 3-pointer. No good that time. So Pittsburgh will take it the other way.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
Booker dishes to Dunn. Chandler with the screen on Jackson. Here's Livingston. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Livingston's got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for Pittsburgh. And Walker kicks to Collins. Down low. And the basket good by Measuring.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Horford sets a screen for Dunn. Horford high post. Over Collins. Horford no luck. Atlanta leading by 8. Jackson with it. Now guarded by Booker. Tries to keep it alive. And out of bounds as Pittsburgh gains possession. Pittsburgh shooting reasonably well, 45%. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
You gotta like seeing Devin Booker be aggressive, especially when he's shooting the ball, easily earning the foul that time.
And the second free throw, good. Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock into it. Walker the pass to Beal. Back to Walker. Shot clock at 6. And it's wide right. It's off the rim.
This is when you're just surprised that a guy would miss that kind of look. The defense really did not do a lot there.
Chandler dishes to Horford, and he hits the bucket.
Great concentration by Horford to get big and muscle that one in with the contact.
And Al Horford no good on that one. The Hawks leading by 5. It's Beal on the wing. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. 18 points for Bradley Beal. There's the pick. Chandler a screen. Dunn kicks to Booker. Off the screen. Beal pulls it in. Atlanta's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Pass to Walker. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. And there's the whistle. That goes on Chris Dunn. That's foul number 2 for him.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
There's 1:26 left to play here in the fourth. And Walker kicks to Beal. 5 to shoot. Jackson setting the pick here for Beal. Shoots over Livingston. Beal can't get it to go. Pittsburgh trails by 8. Booker outside. Beal with the steal. Kicks it to Walker. There's 53 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Over in the corner, Mejri. Back to Walker. 6 on the shot clock. This one for 3. Another 3 for Atlanta.
I'll tell you, when you're the visiting team, it can be hard to maintain focus, but not tonight.
Tonight they have stuck with what they do well, handling all the exterior pressure, and they're likely to come out on top here.
And here's Booker from the arc. Again, the miss by Booker.
You could see he wanted to get him back. Sadly, he couldn't capitalize from outside the arc.
And Walker kicks to Collins. It's Beal on the wing. He's covered by Livingston. Excellent use of the screen that time. And the Hawks lead by 13.
Running up the score, showing no mercy.
Well, you want to close the door on any type of comeback effort. This has been a vault. Ka-ching.
You're right. And so it's the Hawks taking care of business in this one. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up.
Chris Dunn, Tyson Chandler, Kevin Love's stat line, and it's pretty much all but certain now that the Pittsburgh Force gone fishing. John Collins, Kevin Love's stat line.
Just pop up, 3 meds and some rubber gloves, 5,000 people